Chapter 5. The Questions of Visālamati. Then Bodhisattva Visālamati questioned the Bhagavan. Bhagavan, when you say Bodhisattvas are wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness. Bodhisattvas are wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness. Bhagavan, just how are bodhisattvas wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness? For what reason does the Tathagata designate a bodhisattva as wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness? The Bhagavan replied to the bodhisattva Visālamati, Visālamati, you are involved in asking this in order to benefit many beings, to bring happiness to many beings, out of sympathy for the world, and for the sake of the welfare, benefit, and happiness of many beings, including gods and humans. Your intention in questioning the Tathagata about this subject is good. It is good. Therefore, Visālamati, listen well, and I will describe for you the way bodhisattvas are wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness. Visālamati, whatever type of sentient being there may be in this cyclic existence, with its 6 kinds of beings, those sentient beings manifest a body and arise within states of birth, such as egg-born, or womb-born, or moisture-born, or spontaneously born. Initially, in dependence upon 2 types of appropriation, the appropriation of the physical sense powers associated with a support, and the appropriation of predispositions which proliferate conventional designations with respects to signs, names, and concepts, the mind which has all seeds ripens. It develops, increases, and expands in its operations. Although 2 types of appropriation exist in the form realm, appropriation is not twofold in the formless realm. Visālamati, consciousness is also called the appropriating consciousness because it holds and appropriates the body in that way. It is called the basis consciousness because there is the same establishment and abiding within those bodies. Thus, they are wholly connected and thoroughly connected. It is called mind because it collects and accumulates forms, sounds, smells, tastes, and tangible objects. Visālamati, the 6-fold collection of consciousness, the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and mind consciousness, arises depending upon and abiding in that appropriating consciousness. An eye consciousness arises depending on an eye and a form in association with consciousness. Functioning together with that eye consciousness, a conceptual mental consciousness arises at the same time, having the same objective reference. Visālamati, an ear consciousness, a nose consciousness, a tongue consciousness, and a bodily consciousness arise depending on an ear, a nose, a tongue, and a body in association with consciousness, and sound, smell, taste, and tangibles. Functioning together with nose, ear, tongue, and bodily consciousness, a conceptual mental consciousness arises at the same time, having the same objective reference. If there arises one eye consciousness, there arises together with it only one mental consciousness, which has the same object of activity as the eye consciousness. Likewise, if 2, 3, 4, or 5 consciousnesses arise together, then there still arises, together with them, only one conceptual mental consciousness, which has the same object of activity as the fivefold collection of consciousness. Visālamati. For example, if the causal conditions for the arising of one wave in a great flowing river are present, then just one wave will arise. If the causal conditions for two waves or many waves are present, then multiple waves will arise. But the river's own continuity will not be broken. It will never be entirely stopped. If the causal conditions for the arising of a single image in a perfectly clear, round mirror are present, then just one image will arise. If the causal conditions for the arising of two images or of many images are present, then multiple images will arise. However, that round mirror will not be transformed into the nature of the image. They will never be fully linked. Visālamati. Just as it is with the water and the mirror, if depending upon and abiding in the appropriating consciousness, the causal conditions for the simultaneous arising of one eye consciousness are present, then just one eye consciousness will arise one time. If the causal conditions for the single arising of up to the fivefold assemblage of consciousness are present, then up to that fivefold assemblage of consciousness will also arise one time. Visālamati. It is like this. Bodhisattvas who rely on knowledge of the system of doctrine and abide in knowledge of the system of doctrine are wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness. However, when the Tathagata designates bodhisattvas as being wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness, it is not only because of this that he designates those bodhisattvas as being wise in all ways. Visālamati. Those bodhisattvas who are wise in all ways do not perceive their own internal appropriators. They do not also perceive an appropriating consciousness, but they are in accord with reality. They also do not perceive a basis, nor do they perceive a basis consciousness. They do not perceive accumulations, nor do they perceive mind. They do not perceive an eye, nor do they perceive form, nor do they perceive an eye consciousness, nor do they perceive an ear, nor do they perceive a sound, nor do they perceive an ear consciousness. They do not perceive a nose, nor do they perceive a smell, nor do they perceive a nose consciousness. They do not perceive a tongue, nor do they perceive a taste, nor do they perceive a tongue consciousness. They do not perceive a body, nor do they perceive a tangible object, nor do they perceive a bodily consciousness. Visālamati. These bodhisattvas do not perceive their own particular thoughts, nor do they perceive phenomena, nor do they perceive a mental consciousness, but they are in accord with reality. These bodhisattvas are said to be wise with respect to the ultimate. The Tathagata designates bodhisattvas who are wise with respect to the ultimate as also being wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness. Visālamati. This is how the bodhisattvas are wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness. When the Tathagata designates bodhisattvas as being wise with respect to the secrets of mind, thought, and consciousness, he designates them as such for this very reason. Then the Bhagavan spoke this verse. If the appropriating consciousness, deep and subtle, all its seeds flowing like a river, were conceived as a self, that would not be right. Thus I have not taught this to children. This completes the 5th chapter of Visālamati.